So I've been giving a lot of thought as to why Kathy Hilton has been on reality TV. You know, why did she go on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after so many years of not wanting to go on? You know, why did she make appearances on $1 Million Listing? I wondered about, she went on the Paris's cooking show, and she was on This Is Paris, and she was on Paris in Love. And I was like, geez, I wonder why Kathy Hilton is on so much reality TV. Anyway, it was a question to ask myself. So here's some information that I think you guys are going to like and might give you some insight into why she's on TV. So you can let me know if you agree with me or not in the comments below. If you like this video, subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. Yay! Okay, let's get going. So Kathy Dugan, which was Kathy Hilton's maiden name, met Rick when she was 15 years old. And she, I guess, thought he was super hot, and he was a Leo, so he's a strong personality. He probably takes shit from no one. And Kathy felt like he was really amazing. Anyway, they ended up going to the same preparatory college. I think it was called Montclair in Los Angeles. So they obviously were pretty inseparable. And he ended up proposing to her in Lake Tahoe while watching old cartoons. That's the story anyway. He is 3 years older than Kathy. So there's not a huge age difference between them. When they first started out, though, they didn't have money. So Rick did not have money, but he did have a fancy last name, that's for sure, which her mom, Big Kathy, it's rumored, really, really loved, okay? I think that's why she was okay with Kathy getting married in 1979, so young. Kathy Hilton was a child star. She was on Bewitched and Nanny and the Professor. I never saw that one, but I did watch Bewitched. So she did that for a while, and she was an actress all the way up until the point that I guess she married Rick. She also worked for the Hilton family businesses, and so did Rick in the 70s and 80s. So they had jobs, and they learned the real estate trade, I would guess, from working in different things that Rick's family was involved with. His granddad and his father were very much all about entrepreneurship. Rick was told at a very young age to go sell stationery door to door for money when he was an early teen. He the understanding was he wasn't going to inherit, he was going to inherit what anyone else would think is a lot of money, but not, that he would never work. So yeah, they instilled that. And in fact, there's a rumor that Paris Hilton's granddad actually really was so proud of how much money she's been able to make as a brand. Kathy worked in the gift shop at the Waldorf Astoria from time to time, and she also worked in the sales office when they were, I guess they were converting some of the, hotel units to condos you could buy for, I'm sure, huge amounts of money. And she worked in the sales office there. So she has, a good work ethic as well, which you don't really see on the show, which I think is interesting. So there's a whole side to Kathy we're not seeing. Kathy loves hats, so we're going to do this filter for Kathy. Do I look like Kathy Hilton? Hello, Kyle. I can't see you. Anyway, I think she's so funny. Okay. So Kathy Hilton actually had a skincare line, and she sold housewares on QVC. She loves to sell. We haven't really seen that side of her either. So Kathy Hilton and her husband basically together launch Hilton and Highland, which becomes a huge real estate company in Los Angeles. It's actually where Mauricio got his start, and purportedly a feud broke out. That's all on the Patreon if you want to hear that story. But so they start this real estate business, and they have two really parts of it. One is that, of course, you can be an agent and you work for their famous name brand real estate company, which helps realtors get listings and, sell the property with their clout from the Hilton name. But the other is that they buy homes and they flip these mansions for a huge profit, which, by the way, a lot of my really, really wealthy friends did, because it's kind of a way to make a lot of money if you have a lot of money. Now, Kathy and Rick have 4 kids. They have Paris, Nikki, Conrad, and Barron. I love the names. I mean, could we get any more Richie Rich? Upstate, Upper East Side New York happening. But anyway, he still owns the real estate company and is founder of that real estate company. And they do listings in Hollywood Hills, Santa Barbara, San Diego, Holmby Hills, Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, Malibu, and Hollywood Hills. So these are like, Richie Rich neighborhoods. And then again, like I mentioned, they do house flipping. So it occurred to me as I started watching other shows that Kathy had been on, that maybe Kathy Hilton is going on these reality shows for 2 reasons. I don't know. I think Kathy Avanzino, aka Kathy Hilton, is the one who kind of does all the sort of showy stuff. Like, I think, the flowers and the the kind of over the top aspect of the Hilton family, the names of the kids, all that stuff, I think came from Kathy. And I think Kathy idolized her mom, Big Kathy, and really saw that her mom made huge sacrifices for her and really wanted to just give her the world. And I think Kathy had a very special relationship with her mother that a lot of people don't understand. I think Kathy saw how tough it was on her mom. Her mom had it tough. So anyway, I think it's funny. I think Rick is laid back, very chill. Okay, and just to explain better what I meant by Kathy picking the kids' names, I know that they're named after, 2 of them are named after Rick's relatives, okay? But I think she would have been like, I want to name my kids after the super famous grandpa and dad. You know what I'm saying? That's all Rick, I think he went to University of Denver. He probably skied. He was kind of a relaxed guy. I think he probably loved Kathy's fun-loving side, that she loved to do stuff and she was silly. And, I think his attitude probably is like, he partakes in all the wealthy nonsense as he needs to, but he doesn't really care about it, and he doesn't really care about fame, and he lets the women do all that stuff and doesn't really give it any value. I really think so, and I think that's the interesting. That's just my guess. I think you can even see it in the interior of the house that Kathy has. Like, they live in this ridiculous mansion, but it's not. Parts of it are pretentious, but parts of it are really not pretentious at all. And I feel like that's the combination of Kathy and Rick after so many years together. But it works. And by relaxed, I don't mean weak, okay? Because Leos are strong. So I have a feeling like when he puts his foot down, he puts it down and everybody does what Rick says, okay? But he probably doesn't do that unless he really cares about it. This is just my speculation. Okay, so I actually was looking for pictures of Rick at Paris Hilton's wedding and her 10 events that happened over the weekend. She had a carnival and, a post party and the wedding itself and probably more stuff. I don't know. I haven't heard about all of it yet, but I couldn't see any pictures of Rick. Only Kathy. He does not want to be photographed. I don't know how he avoided that, but it was wow, I was shocked. But it just shows the power of the man. Okay. The silent, maybe, power of the man. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So why is she going on TV? Here it is. Reason one. You're going to love this. I think reason one, number one, uno one, is that she can feature real estate while she's on the show, which will remind everybody about Rick Hilton's brand, Hilton and Highland, and get people to call them about real estate. She's also shown properties that they've owned on $1 million listing and she's gone looking for property like for the purpose of flipping. And I happened to notice on this season of Beverly Hills that one of the only things that we see Kathy doing that's kind of a little left field, meaning like it's not like a group event or something, was her showing Sutton a house, right, that she's flipping. So I was like, oh, she's so clever. This is a real, I think she's got that's how she's justifying it. It's how she's justified going on, $1 million listing. I also think that Kathy is doing her other reality show appearances to help her daughter, Paris. I think she loves her daughter so much. And I think she would do, obviously, anything for Nikki and Paris and Barron and Conrad. And so she's being a supportive mom by being on those shows. And so I really do think that's it. Maybe she's getting ready to sell again. She supposedly loves selling things. So maybe besides real estate, she's decided she wants to start a new project. And this is like a great segue to have some fun little projects or something. As you get older, you want stuff to do that's your own. Your children are all grown up and you look for things to do. Rick has his real estate. Maybe Kathy wants something now. I don't think it's about fame for her. I mean, I think, she started out in TV, so she obviously likes attention. But I don't believe that it's about that. I think she's just looking for adventure, maybe. She seems like she loves it, like adventure, like new beginnings and stuff. Anyway, I don't know the lady. I never actually had the honor of meeting Kathy Hilton. I did hang out with Paris and Nikki when we were younger and partying at parties and stuff, but I never met Kathy. Anyway, she seems like she's a real character, and she's on her own tip. And there is a dark theory as to why she's being so supportive to Paris and all these reality shows, which is that she didn't come off in the best light, and this is Paris. Because, she sent her daughter to an abusive boarding school, right? Paris kind of blames her in the documentary. So, some people think this is a little bit like maybe some damage control. Now, I'm not going to go there because that's so negative. And I do think that Mauricio's success on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with the agency and what that's done for his real estate company made Rick think, you know what, I'm going to be cool with supporting Kathy Hilton going on the show because it could draw attention to our real estate company in the same way it did Mauricio's the agency, which has worked a treat. It's one of the few, businesses that have actually done well because of the exposure on reality TV. Right? So real estate seems to be a great business to have on a reality TV show. Another great business seems to be like a restaurant, right? But within reason. Stores, they do all right from a reality TV show, hit or miss. But real estate seems to do really well, right? Look how many reality shows about real estate there are. So I think Rick was like, let's get on this tip, Kathy. Get on there, girl. So why do you think Kathy's on TV? Let me know in the comments below. Mwah. Subscribe.